There's a massive change about to happen to this whole educational project. So in this short intro to the season 2 of my podcast, I'm going to tell you about what's been in the making for some time. Hey there, you are listening to the Cooperative Equine podcast, which was formerly known as the VetCareTraining podcast. But as you may have noticed, the name of the podcast changed, and this is a part of the change that this whole educational project is undergoing right now. I'm Dr. Katarina Jung-Hanzová. I am a former equine veterinarian, now cooperative care trainer, and also a certified trauma-informed horse trainer. I'm your host in this podcast, and in this specific episode, which is an intro to what's happening next, I will give you some context to the massive change that I was speaking about in the beginning. So let's go. All right. So I have been running this educational project for some, 8 years? 8 years probably, yeah. This is when I started an educational project that was supposed to be about equine cooperative care, which then I didn't even call equine cooperative care. I called it something like an ethical, sophisticated, scientific approach to handling equine patients and teaching them to tolerate procedures and cooperate in procedures, which, by the way, are two different things. I may get into this topic in one of the next episodes, but for now, let's stick with what I want to talk about in this episode. So, back in 2018, I fell seriously ill. I collapsed from overworking and I developed a condition that is called the myalgic encephalomyelitis, which is also known as a chronic fatigue syndrome. And it is probably an autoimmune condition. And then I couldn't do my job anymore. In fact, I couldn't leave my bed. So it was very difficult for me to do anything except for writing down my experience and what I wanted to write down, but I didn't have time to do it when I was a full-time vet. And also, I did a little bit of thinking and researching about online education, but it was really difficult with an inflamed brain. I don't know to this point how I was able to do it, but it doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, so this is when I started and I named my project VetCareTraining. I wasn't really thinking about it. The name just came to me one day and I decided, okay, so I'm gonna name this project VetCareTraining and we will see what is going to happen with it. And over the years, I helped many horses and mules and their owners to go through situations like healthcare procedures, transport, and other what I call real life situations, daily situations, apart from riding and, these kind of activities that you usually pay attention to, but you usually don't pay attention to situations like grooming, catching a horse in a paddock or pasture, holding the horse, leading the horse somewhere, or the mule or the donkey, or loading them onto a trailer or a vet procedure, something like that. We kind of expect that the equine will behave the way we want them to behave without actually taking time to explain what we want most of the time, right? So this is what I have been doing, and this is what I have been teaching as well, and this is kind of what I love and what I feel like it's so important, because over these years, and it's been more than these past 8 or 10 years, it feels like it has been forever, because I've been always training horses and helping them overcome challenges. But I didn't really call it cooperative care or anything specific. So during this time, I found out that cooperative care actually had a lot more benefits than just getting our horses or our equines in general ready for a vet or a farrier. So I was able to witness the changes in the relationship between the equine and their owner, and how they started building trust and more understanding. And it was so amazing that they actually were able to turn a potentially stressful situation, such as a vet procedure, into a situation that really supported their mutual trust and their relationship. So to this day, I'm convinced that doing cooperative care, helping horses or equines being prepared for basic healthcare procedures should become an essential part of every equine's education, no matter if they're okay with vets or farriers or if they are not, especially if they're not. But even if they are okay, they can benefit from cooperative care training, and it can literally save their life one day. But there's but, and this is what actually motivated me to start thinking about approaching this whole educational project differently. When working with my clients, I would notice kind of the same patterns happening again and again, and them being stuck in the same spots, kind of, if you understand what I mean. So even if they were technically correct, they were using correct techniques, they had correct timing, and their reward delivery systems were fine, and their criteria were fine. I mean, they really got the idea of how to do the training understandable and easy for the horse or the equine in the beginning, and how to start increasing the criteria step by step. I would still be noticing a pattern where some of my clients would get to a certain point in their training and then get stuck or regress. Or what I saw happening was that they really put all the effort into doing the work, and they helped their horses overcome their challenges, and they had their horses or equines in general ready for a specific procedure, let's say an injection, and they trained in different locations with different people, and sometimes they even trained with the vet when the vet arrived to the stables to do something else on a different horse. But then when they were supposed to give this specific equine an injection, things would fall apart, the equine wouldn't cooperate, everyone would get stressed, and it would just not work out. So when working with my clients, I would notice some patterns. So I would say, okay, let's explore these patterns and let's actually try to find how to help them get themselves and their equines ready for these real life situations. And what I found out was that cooperation, the human-equine cooperation, was actually the result of several steps that needed to come first before we even ask for cooperation in a specific situation, right? It has to be like a program that is running on the background. Do you know when you open your laptop and you want to write an email or something, there are certain programs that are running on the background. You don't have to understand them. You don't have to know what they are. They are there, and this is how you write your emails, right? You don't have to be skilled at coding or at the things I don't even have words for because I don't understand them. But you just have to have these programs on the background. And what I didn't realize before was that when I'm working with the equines, I might have these programs already installed. And when I'm speaking about these programs, I'm speaking about things like nervous system regulation, body awareness, the awareness of your body language, your posture, your breath, things like these. But not everyone has these programs installed. And this is really where we have to start, because these things have to run on the background before you even start thinking about making a shaping plan or making a training plan or, asking your equine for cooperation, thinking about consent, things like these. So this led me to approaching my way of education a little bit differently, and I created what I call the Human-Equine Cooperation Framework that consists of 7 steps, which I call the 7 pillars, and which takes you from the very beginning all the way to cooperation in different situations. So this is why I decided to rebrand and to change the name of this whole project together with changing the name of this podcast, because all of a sudden, VetCareTraining, which kind of felt like, the last step, the cooperation, this concept all of a sudden started feeling quite small and quite like a small box that I was trying to put everything into, but it doesn't fit there anymore. So, welcome to the Cooperative Equine Project. There's so much good and profound stuff coming your way that I can't wait to start sharing with you. Thank you so much for listening, and see you in the next episode.